on Friday night, Paris was attacked, and Paris was attacked hard. 8 terrorists, some who snuck in with Syrian refugees, others apparently are French nationals, attacked 6 different sites, killing over 150 people and wounding almost 350. Our hearts go out to France and Paris and anybody else affected by this. We have a family here in America who is actually mourning the loss of their daughter who was there for college. The fact that somebody sends their kids overseas and they never come back due to radicalism, and really that's what it is. Radicalism is a sad, sad thing.
It's even sadder when it's in your home, though. So for everybody who's in Paris, it's not like, they sent their kids off. Their kids were at home safe with them, or, out at a family dinner or
soccer game, concert. They hit a lot of spots. The
whole idea was it was a Friday night in a major city in a popular place, and they hit all the places that they knew people would be out. The soccer game, out at a concert, bars, restaurants. And it really is kind of eye-opening. The next time you go out on a Friday night, do you know if you're safe?
Yeah. The defense minister of France even came out and said, we don't know if the attacks are over. Obviously, this set of attacks is over right now. They've not had anything in 2-3 days. But it can happen again. And it can happen in Germany. It can happen in England. It can happen here, guys. But the takeaway from this, unfortunately for a lot of people in this country, is all Muslims are evil, all Muslims are bad, and that's not the case. You don't blame every white person for the KKK. You don't blame every Catholic priest for being a pedophile. There are bad seeds everywhere.
Yeah.
And sometimes, those seeds get planted and they grow. But it's time that the whole world come together and just take them out. There is no redemption for ISIS. There's not.
No, there's not.
And as sad as this is going to sound, I completely agree with France. We are at war, and every ISIS position needs to be bombed, whether there are civilians there or not.
With that being said, today, actually, within a matter of hours ago, France did drop 20 bombs on Raqqa in Syria. They took out a commanding post, a recruiting center, a munitions center, and I'm very, very, very happy for them in that, at least in some way, for the families who lost people, they got some sort of a feeling of victory today. It's not going to be enough to replace their grief. It's not going to,
And it's not enough to destroy ISIS yet.
It's not going to give anybody any kind of satisfaction, but at least some hope that, there's going to be action now. People are going to do something.
Now, with all that being said, France has very strict gun control policies. And the reason I bring that up is because you have a lot of conservatives on Twitter, Facebook, and even at my job, and probably everybody's job that's watching this, you have people who probably said, if everybody had a gun, then this wouldn't have happened. They would have thought twice about coming in there. They didn't think twice when they walked into Texas. And God knows they have more guns than the military. So, they don't care. They've come to die. So having, let's say you've got 2 out of 5 people hacking in that concert hall when the terrorists came in and started shooting. Everybody's pulling their guns, everybody's dying.
Yeah.
So, but that's my personal take on it.
I want to talk on 2 points. One, the response that we need to have with these attacks, and 2, on the actual gun issue. I agree with you. I don't think a lot of people realize the kind of chaos that goes on. I've been to a shooting range. If you haven't, go to one. Even if you don't shoot, just sit around for a second and hear how loud those gunshots are. See the flashes of light that come from a gun in a very, very well lit room. And you'll be like, wow, now imagine that in a dark concert hall with thousands of people from all angles. And you would see that, hey, this isn't going to work. We're not going to be able to have a shootout like we're in the OK Corral at a concert to attack terrorists. That would do nothing but cause more chaos and more death. Now, I understand that people would like to say this. Trump has said it. Carson said it. A lot of other people have tried to say it in various situations. Carson said it when it was here in America. Trump just said it recently within France. If they had guns at that concert, that they would have been able to fight back against these terrorists or anything as such. First off, like you said, they're coming to die. So even if you were, by some grace of God, able to shoot one or two of the terrorists before they killed multiple people, they're going to blow themselves up. Boom, people are dead. So again, everyone's going to die. Two, what's more than likely going to happen is multiple people are going to be shooting at the terrorists. The terrorists are going to be shooting back at those people. People are going to be looking at each other, not knowing if it's a terrorist or another person. So they're going to be shooting at random people. And people are going to get caught in the crossfire. So it's not going to end well. It's really not. Because I guarantee you, in every one of those gunfights, one civilian trying to save other civilians is going to shoot his fellow gunman because he's going to see bullets coming from his angle, and he's going to try to return fire. Mm-hmm. So again, like, don't rush to those kind of, if they just would have had guns. No, there's nothing that you can really do in these situations. If someone's going to do a terrorist attack, they're going to be able to get away with it. And that is taught even in classes. In my terrorism class, in my college curriculum, it was very well understood that if a terrorist wants to do something and they try hard enough to do it, it's going to happen. So all we can do is try to, which gets to my next point, fight the root of the issue. And I believe the root of the issue is bombing them into oblivion, because when there are civilians there, that gives them more ammunition to being like, look at these heathens, these infidels coming here and bombing our land and bombing our innocent civilians and killing our women and children. We need to start a We Love Syria, We Love Iraq, We Love Afghanistan campaign, like we're doing this We Love Paris campaign on Facebook. And we need to show these people in these war-torn countries that we still love you, and we know that you're not the ones causing all this chaos, and that all we need to do is help and start really nation building in these places and creating safe zones that we do not just leave from.
I agree to that. I believe we've touched on that at least once, how we will go in and we try to interfere, and we do it all in the name of good, but then we walk out on them.
Yeah.
And we leave them in a worse position than they were to start. And that only leaves more room for ISIS, Taliban, other radicals to grow, and the hatred grows. I hope that for the lives that were lost yesterday, and not just yesterday, but over the course of the last couple of years, from the journalists that were beheaded, the Christians that have lost their lives in execution style, who have been burned alive, who the Charlie Hebdo attacks, the attacks here in Texas, everywhere. For their sake, I hope that we come together and as a world, as humanity together, no matter what country you're from, that we can get that kind of a coalition. And like you said, that it'll be a coalition of love, that we will actually come up with a way to free these people from the tyranny and the fear that they face every day, and we will help them build, and that they will know that we do love them. We care, whenever it come out that Assad was using chemical weapons against, his own people, I was okay with us going to war then. I really was. And it's not like, I just want to go to war. I genuinely care that these people are facing that, and they shouldn't have to. That is love.
I would like to know, and I really just want to know what they're so upset about. I know, Russia's been in and done their stuff. We've been in and done our stuff, and we've pissed off
France did too.
France and a lot of people have pissed them off. That's fine, but to take it to this kind of an extreme of the beheadings and blowing up planes and
the Russian plane. Have they said if that's terrorist or not for sure? Because Russia was trying to say it wasn't. I think that was more from PR.
But ISIS has claimed responsibility.
Oh, have they?
Yeah, ISIS has claimed responsibility, but the initial.
I can't confirm that, but I wouldn't be surprised.
The initial reports, they said it could have been terrorism, but we don't know. Yeah. And then ISIS come out and said, yeah, we did it, and they were like, they're just blowing smoke, trying to get credit for it. But U.S. intelligence come out and said.
And looking at how they coordinated this type of an attack, I could say they do it. They could do it.
Oh yeah.
We've been trying to say, our government, our military has been trying to say for so long, ISIS can't do this. ISIS can't do that. They don't have this capability. They don't have this,
this coordination
means to do these things. And they keep proving to us over and over and over again, we can do this. We can do even bigger. We can do even better. Everything that we say they can't do, they're doing. And they're showing us that they are growing, and they are growing fast.
From what I understand, they only have a few things, or they don't have a few things that we do. They don't have subs, they don't have ships, and they don't have planes. Everything else they have. They have bomb-making materials. They have the expertise to do it. These are trained soldiers.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, what they can and can't do.
I think we need to start a more grassroots campaign in these countries and stop trying to do it from the top down approach. We need to go in there, put the boots on the ground, and start having these people come to us and knowing that they're going to be safe. And knowing that, hey, no, we're going to build a city in an area near another neighboring area that is safe. And we're going to continue to grow this area. We're going to give you schools. We're going to give you hospitals. We're going to give you those kind of things. We're not going to give it to you. We're going to help you build it. And then we're going to help to staff you and educate you in these places so that you can feel comfortable and safe and invested, so that when someone does come to try to take the territory, even afterwards, these locations are more fortified and united against such an attack.
But the people are going to fight for it because they built it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
More of a sense of pride and loyalty. Whenever you build it, it's yours. You own it, and you're less likely to allow anybody to just come in and take it.
Yeah.
Paris has been violated. France has been violated. The West has been violated. In the Middle East, everybody's been violated by this attack. But with that, I want to say to the French people, especially to the Parisians, please don't let this define you, this attack, like it did us.
Yeah.
We changed almost our whole society. And 14 years later, we're just starting to get back to normal.
Mm-hmm.
So the anger is justified. The policies need to be not written with that rage.
That's correct.
Because you're not going to be hurting ISIS, you're going to be hurting your own people.
Mm-hmm. You're going to be hurting your economy, your morale, all of it. Yeah.
Trust of religious organizations. Other Muslims have stood up and said, this is absolutely stupid, it's ridiculous, there's no reason this should be going on. But people know it was Muslims, it was ISIS. So, and that's as far as their logic can go. And unfortunately, some of those people are in power. And for them, the root issue is Islam, and it's not. The root issue is radicalism. It's taking faith and turning it into death. That's not what any God is for.
Yeah, and again, just to kind of touch on the point, I want everybody to know that everyone's hurting from this. Even the Muslims in those countries, like in Syria, that it's been found, some of these links to those places, there's lots. I would say 90% of Syrians do not want this. They're not looking for war. They're not trying to attack us. They're not trying to hurt us. They're regular people stuck in a kind of a perpetual war. You have to also look at it from their standpoint. These people in this region have been stuck in war for almost the past 20 years. There's kids who have grown up in perpetual war in these countries, who are just ready for it to be as over as we are. So make sure that as well as you're worried about France, you be worried about everybody, because everyone needs help in this kind of time.
It's passions are very high right now. Tempers are very high right now, and the craving for revenge is not the same as justice. Go after those who did this. Leave the rest alone.
I believe that the United States allowed 9/11 to split us.
Yeah.
We come together for a little while, but then there became this hatred and resentment and mistrust. And from it, just more racism has been bred, and it's becoming more prominent in our society. And so, like Brandon said to the French people, please learn from our lessons. Don't let this become about hate and mistrust of your fellow man. Come together and stay together.
There were people in this country who celebrated, I think it was 2 months ago maybe, the crane fell in, oh God, their holy place. I can't think of the name of it.
Oh, Mecca? Mecca?
Mecca. Yeah, the crane fell in Mecca and killed a lot of people.
Yeah.
And it was, Americans that were tweeting, ha ha ha, God got you back. Or you deserve this. And these people had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, it's just crass. It's nastiness. And our country's better than that.
We are.
And other countries are better than that.
It's time for us all to stand up and prove that we are better than that.
Yep.
So I just want to say in closing that, yes, we do need to pray for Paris, and we need to, be there with them in their time of need, but we also need to be there for the other people who had instances of either terrorism or natural disasters that happened on the same day. So in Beirut, we had ISIS suicide bombings. In Japan, there were earthquakes. In Paris, of course, there was the terrorist bombings. In Mexico, there was an earthquake and a hurricane. And in Baghdad, there were suicide bombings. So while we're praying for Paris, let's pray for the rest of these places as well, because they definitely need it right now.
Let's pray for the world.
Let's do it.
That's what we need.
And it doesn't matter what God you pray to him. I believe in some way we all pray to the same God. It might be a different view. It might be a different belief in what he wants out of us. But in the end, we're all praying to a power that is greater than us. So whoever you pray to, if it's Allah, pray with us. As a Christian, I will stand beside you and I will pray with you. Let this world come together and let's root out this evil.
And I just want to say, even if you don't have a religion, just for all those out there, I don't want it to get too, over holier than thou. Even if you don't have a religion, just caring for your fellow man and caring for the well-being of people and making sure that you're looking out for the human race, us as a whole, because we are all one people. That's all that matters.